Have you ever dreamed of staying on a houseboat in Amsterdam? Well, we turned that dream into reality just for a weekend. Keep watching to follow along on our incredible trip. We're in Amsterdam. We're here for 3 nights. We have loads of exciting things to do, and it is spring, so we're here during tulip season.
And don't want to spoil the surprise, but we have some really cool accommodation while we're here as well.
We do. It's really, really cool. We'll bring you along with us. It's just so pretty. I'm absolutely in love. We've been here for like 10 minutes and blown away. Little houses are all kind of leaning in or to the side. It's so charming. We're on Keizersgracht.
Don't ask me how to pronounce it, no idea.
Really cute. We were already obsessed with the beauty of the canals of Amsterdam and thought a great way to get a quick introduction into the city would be a guided canal boat tour. For €35, we opted for the bottomless wine option, complete with some Dutch cheese. We had a super nice guide that gave us a great history of the city. We're in line for some chippies, but it's not that bad of a place to wait.
It's a good view to wait, but the line is incredibly long.
I'm sure they'll be worth it.
So we've got 2 different types. We've got truffle with parmesan cheese, and we got a peanut sauce with some onions and some mayo. They look and smell incredible. I don't know how I'm going to eat these when I'm holding them both in my hands. Dip some peanut sauce, some onion. Really interesting with the peanut sauce. You think like peanut chicken was like chicken skewers or something like that. So really interesting with the peanut sauce.
Are they super
and the
crispy?
Onions. They are super crispy because they're twice cooked or thrice cooked. Yeah, yum. I'm so hungry.
Next up, we've got truffle parmesan. Really generous amount of sauce and cheese. Wow. Did not skimp on the truffle. Really, really strong truffle. Delicious shaved parmesan. Chips are so crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Yum. They had a little cheese souffle and I couldn't resist. It looks so crunchy.
What is a cheese souffle?
They don't usually look like this. It's got like a really bitey cheese in there. It's crispy. It's actually divine, really delicious.
Can I have a bite?
No. One of the biggest reasons that we picked April for our Amsterdam trip was because of the tulips, and we wanted to see them at Keukenhof Gardens. We booked our tickets far in advance, which is an absolute must as this spot is super popular. And we also got to the bus stop bright and early to get the very first bus, which we recommend if you want to avoid the crowds. We are at Keukenhof. It is so beautiful and we're not the only ones with the idea.
No, certainly not the only ones with the idea to come this morning, and we came right when it opened and it was already getting crazy busy, so we're going to see how busy it gets as the day goes on, but look behind us, you can definitely see why. It's incredible.
It's so dreamy and all the little flowers are so perfect. We've come quite early in the season, so it's not in full bloom, but it's still just spectacular.
Well, let's go explore now and see if it gets even more impressive.
They're all so unique. Like we've got these ones with really thin petals and big floppy ones and little baby tulips. It's amazing.
It's quite overwhelming in here, isn't it?
I know. Safe to say we completely underestimated how many different types of tulips there are. This was an absolute highlight and a must-see spot if you are here at the right time of the year.
For our time in Amsterdam, we wanted to do something a little bit quirky, so booked an awesome houseboat on Airbnb, which was pretty reasonably priced and actually had way more space than we were expecting. I'll let Grace take you on a houseboat tour.
Welcome to our boat bedroom. It's so cute and it's so roomy, and we've got a cute little kitchenette area. It is so nice, so romantic. We've got a pretty big bathroom considering that we're staying on a boat.
About to head into the Rijks Museum now for a self-guided tour.
With only a couple of hours to spare, we did a little bit of a whirlwind tour of the museum, hitting some of the key highlights like Rembrandt's The Night's Watch and of course Van Gogh's self-portrait. While exploring the museum, we finally came to the Cuyper Library. Positioned inside the museum itself, this is the largest and oldest history research library in the Netherlands. The design of the room and colours of the books looked absolutely stunning from our upper level viewing platform.
So we just finished up at the Rijks Museum. It was beautiful.
It was. We saw some Rembrandts, we saw a Van Gogh.
My highlight was absolutely the libraries. It was absolutely stunning.
It was super impressive, but good libraries are always your highlight, so I'm not surprised by that.
Really lovely way to spend a morning here in Amsterdam.
We are on our way to the Noordmarket, which was recommended to us by our Airbnb host. It's a bit more of a local feel and smaller market here in Amsterdam that's run on Saturdays.
She said that's where she does her groceries, so we're excited to see how the locals do it, but it actually looks massive for a smaller field market.
Yeah, we've just got here now. Looks like maybe it goes for a kilometre or so directly down the middle of the street, so not
Lots
small.
of tasty little stalls for us to stop in.
Let's see what we're going to grab for some breakfast.
Yum.
Yeah, soft, crunchy bread roll, delicious, thinly sliced ham that's heated up and cooked, and some punchy mustard. Really yum. There's no way this isn't going to get messy, but let's see if I can take a bite.
We just got these little mini pancakes from the Noordmarket. I used to get them when I was little and they were called Dutch pancakes.
So I think they're actually called propheters, I think is the pronunciation, don't quote me on that. But it took all our might not to get another stroopwafel because we fell in love with that yesterday. But here we are, let's try the Dutch pancakes. We got it with some Nutella on it, so not the traditional style. Usually it's just dusted with some icing sugar and butter. But,
It's like way better than a normal sized pancake, or crispy on the outside, buttery, fluffy in the middle. Yum.
So I've had one so far. Where are the rest of them gone? Are you going to save me one? So I was super excited for a lot of food here in Amsterdam. The waffles, the frits. One thing that I wasn't super excited for is the raw herring, which I'm about to try now. It smells okay. I've got it with some raw onions and some pickles. So let's see. A lot more flavour with the pickles and the raw onions coming through than the fish, to be honest. It's okay. I wouldn't rush to get it again, but not as offensive as I thought it was going to be.
We had to try it because apparently Amsterdam was born because of herring. So people came here to be herring fishermen. So it felt wrong not to give it a crack.
Still trying to get it down. Really unique texture with the fish. I won't be finishing all of that.
Next up, we went to visit one of the most unique churches we had ever seen, the Church of Our Lord in the Attic.
We just went to a really cool museum called Church of Our Lord in the Attic.
And why? Because the church is in the attic. Secret's in the name.
So during the 16th century, Protestant was the dominant religion here in Amsterdam, and it wasn't legal to publicly adhere to Catholicism, so they built a church in the attic.
In the top 3 floors of the building, the design of it was incredible, and it was actually really ornate and grand, which you think it'd be quite small being inside of a house, but it was impressively large.
Really beautiful. Apparently they were quite common, but that's the best preserved one in Amsterdam in the modern ages.
And the only one that you can get access to now.
Absolutely stunning.
Amsterdam is just a cool place in general. We spent an amazing couple of hours just roaming the famous 9th Street shopping precinct, checking out some fashion stores, cafes, and even almost bought a gigantic wheel of cheese. These streets lining the glistening canals are just beautiful.
We're in an area called 9 Streets and it is just adorable. It's a collection of 9 little quaint alleyways and canal-lined streets with little boutiques and art galleries and wine bars. Super trendy.
We're definitely going to come back here
For
this evening, I think, to
sure.
try some of these super cool wine
A
bars.
sneaky little wine, yeah.
True to our word, we came back to the 9 Streets to hit up some cool little wine bars. Bar Parry was our choice, and we certainly didn't regret it. It had an amazing selection of natural wines and was the perfect place to have a little tipple before dinner.
So we just finished our time in the Anne Frank house. Took us about an hour to go through.
It's clearly and understandably one of the top things to do here in Amsterdam, so definitely book your tickets as soon as you're planning on going. We booked ours about 2 months in advance.
Yeah, really interesting. We've both read Anne Frank's diary. Very, very sad story, but worth going to see.
Yeah, after reading the book, it's very interesting to go through the actual space, and even more confronting now after actually going through the property.
The Amsterdam Cheese Museum was actually really tiny, but still a pretty fun way to spend half an hour or so while exploring the city.
Got some souvenirs.
Got some little take-home cheeses, which will add a couple of kilos to the luggage, but delicious smoked Dutch cheese. No better cheese out there, and I think we love it.
Our favourite. And we found out they've had cheese markets here since the 1200s.
They certainly know
cool.
their cheese.
Yum. How cute are these little floating tulip islands?
Our time in Amsterdam is almost over. We're just finishing our 3 days here with a stroll through the park.
Vondel Park. It is more than 47 hectares, so it is huge.
It's massive. We've probably done a fraction of it so far, but we'll see how far into this park we get, but I don't think we're going to do 47 hectares worth today.
Be a really, really sweet place to come in summer and have a picnic. There's heaps of people riding their bikes, just a nice little central park area.
A lovely way to bookend our time here in Amsterdam.
As you can see, we had an absolutely incredible time on our weekend in Amsterdam. And we also had some amazing food. So make sure to keep an eye out for our food vlog coming next week.